All right. So this is just a kind of prerequisite, rather I would say checklist before we join, or we ask participants to join any session per se. So I believe everybody is on the laptop, nobody is on the mobile phone, because we are going to do some hands-on. Everybody should be having the good internet connection. So we don't need any fancy connection, but I think normal internet connection, typically everybody is on the 4G or 5G. So that should be sufficient. And ensure that you have this Google Authenticator app installed on your mobile phone. Can you just confirm whether you have this Google Authenticator app on your machine? Or rather, you can have it on laptop as well as mobile phone. Mobile phone is much easier. You just ensure that you have this with you. We need this for this session. And I will be giving you access to this AWS account for this session. So this is only during the session. So after that, the account access will be kind of revoked. This is primarily kind of to have some cost control measures. So ideally, you should be having your own AWS account, so you can open it later. So you get typically $200 credit from AWS, and then you can start using it. So as long as you're under free tier, it is more than enough to kind of experiment with AWS. So let me stop my video just a minute. Just to save bandwidth, I'm stopping my video. All right. Now, fair usage policy. Obviously, I'm going to give you access. So this access is controlled access. So ensure that this is used for only things which I'm going to tell you to do. Don't do anything else within the AWS account, because eventually it is going to cost some money, and that is something which I don't want to happen. Whenever I tell you to clean up some resources, you should be cleaning up the resources. So for example, we might be creating some EC2 resources. So for today's session, we are going to create server or EC2 instance. So when I tell you to terminate, you should be terminating that instance. So whatever I am sharing with you, or the details which you will be getting, especially username and password, don't share that with anyone else. It is only for you. We are going to use Google Authenticator, and we are going to use MFA, multi-factor authentication. And obviously no production or real world workloads here. So we are not going to kind of set up any production grade here, just for experimenting purpose. No mining, scraping or illegal usage. So this is typically happens when we give access to the students for a pretty longer period. I think this is self-explanatory. I don't have to say much. So just use it responsibly only during this session. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask me or raise your hand. Clear so far? All right. So what we are going to do, I will just give you a quick walkthrough of this. How many of you have AWS account? Just type yes in the chat, or no if you don't have any AWS account. Just want to understand, how many of you are actually using it in real life. So you can, put a response in the chat. All right. So Lavanya is saying yes. Vedika is no. Pooja, yes. Okay. Sanjana, yes. That's good. Priyanka, yes. Yeah, so I think you can open your AWS account, whenever you get time. Don't worry about spending too much of money. You can always look at the bills, and you can always be careful about what you're doing. Then generally you should not be paying more than $10 a month. That is more than enough. Okay. All right. So the plan over here is that I'm going to give you some hands-on experience. So you will be actually doing the things along with me. So idea is to kind of, set up a server, EC2 server. We have seen a lot of theory in the classes, but I'm not sure how much labs we have done. So I thought, let's give you some hands-on experience on AWS as well. So by this time, you are pretty much comfortable with cloud computing concept. So I'm not going to go around the same thing here, but primarily focus more on AWS side. So very brief agenda. So total duration is around 2 hours. So introduction to AWS. So why cloud? That is something which is pretty clear. I will give you some broad overview of AWS, some key concepts of the regions and availability zones, and I will try to correlate whatever we have learned in the past. Then introduction to EC2. Then EC2 related concepts. We'll go through concepts of AMI, what is instance type, what is key pair, security groups, elastic IP and storage. So we'll look at elastic block storage, EBS. So that is something which we discussed last time. And we will also log into AWS account. I'll be sharing some credentials with you. And then we will set up, EC2 instance and try to set up WordPress. If all things go well, by end of this session, we will have WordPress setup. So that WordPress is pretty much a blogging site. It's pretty popular, is highly kind of deployed. CMS are I would say content management system, heavily used for blogging. So people have been using this WordPress for blogging. Nowadays, people just go to SaaS provider and they don't really set up this. But if you want to set up your own server and have your own controls, then WordPress is a good choice. Then I will discuss about some cost, and then we will have a quick wrap up and some question and answer. All right. So I think let's begin with the actual content. But there is some marriages going on. I think it was unplanned. I was not aware. Otherwise, I would have shifted to another place. So you will see a lot of songs. So they are basically entertaining us while we are actually kind of going through this session. All right. So I think those who have account, I think they're pretty much clear, how to open an account. But you have never opened an AWS account, then I will give you some quick walkthrough of that. Okay. So let's see. All right. Can you see my screen? Module 1, create your AWS account. Just say yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just need some feedback in between. Otherwise, I will not understand what is going on with you from your side. All right. So this is something which I will share in the document as well. I already shared this in document. But you can go to AWS and create an AWS account. So whenever you create an AWS account, you basically need to have an email ID. So this is just an example of what are the things which you need to enter. So here you enter email address. So you specify user details. So you can choose the username, you can set the password, email address. So email ID has to be unique. Then obviously there are other details like contact, verify email, and phone number is also required. And whenever you set up this AWS account, this email ID user is called root user. Okay. That's a primary user. So root user, you understand that from Linux world, it's a very kind of powerful user. It has got all the privileges, supreme user, I would say. So once you have this email ID, you can log in with the email ID and password, and then you can start using it. Obviously, before you start using it, it will ask you to fill up these details. So you will see there are free tier offers. So there are certain services which are always free, which never expires. And there are certain services which are 12 months free. So for example, if you're using it for 12 months, so if you open an account in the month of November, till next year of November 26, you will get those services free. And there are other service types which are trials. So trials mean it is a kind of valid for only certain duration. So maybe 30 दिन के लिए valid होगा and so on. So after that you have to pay. And AWS also have a list of all the free services and so on. So you can easily find that out what is free and what is not free. And sometimes AWS gives you some kind of indication or warning saying that no, this is not eligible for free tier. So that you get some kind of indication whether you're going to pay for it or not. Then you need to add payment method. Now, I've not tried with debit cards, but I think you look at this, AWS accepts most major credit and debit cards. So what is going to happen is that you have to fill the details. So you basically fill this United States would be billing country, but I suggest you choose India as a country. So advantage of India as a country is that whenever the bill is generated, your credit card automatically does not get swiped. Okay, even if it gets swiped, then there is a limit of 5,000 rupees. So if the amount of bill is more than 5,000, then AWS or any vendor cannot swipe your credit card automatically. So you can fill the details. And then for validation purpose, it has to verify whether the credit card is valid or not. So it is going to debit 2 rupees if you're opening in Indian context. And then once the transaction is successful, they're going to credit back 2 rupees to your account. So you're not actually paying for it. So this is just a kind of validation mechanism. Then it says confirm your identity. So typically, you can get a SMS or voice call. So this is something which is very handy because mobile number is important. So you need only two things, email ID and mobile number. I think that is something which everybody has. And once the verification is done, then you can choose a support plan. Now there are different support plans. Now, when we were discussing about cloud computing and how to choose cloud service provider, so there are different types of support plans are available. So as a learner, you don't need support per se, but basic support is free. And if you want to go for another support level, which is developer support, and there is a business support. So obviously, once you go to higher levels of support, you will have to pay, and obviously you will get some other benefits like you will get some personal contact, so you can pick up a phone and talk to someone, and you get technical advice. You have yes, Fatima.
Sir, the autopay system is telling me to that you have sent an autopay request of up to 15,000 as and when required. So should I
This is
proceed
from
further or
this is from what?
the login of AWS through UPI?
So I think I would recommend not to use UPI because generally what happens I don't know why they put some kind of limit. So 15,000, some companies put 20,000. It is safe to use that, but if you're starting with AWS, I will suggest that you use some debit card or credit card if you have. Otherwise, you can straight away use it. So you see, the issue is that if by mistake you are basically kind of using AWS services and you keep running your servers, and unfortunately you chose a very big server.
Yes.
So, there could be a significant bill, and if you have this mandate setup, or let's say 10,000 bill आ गया, so that will get
Yes.
automatically swiped. So I generally
Yeah.
recommend if you're starting with AWS or any new thing, don't use UPI because they have this weird kind of combination of amount, and other providers will have like 20,000 something like that. So generally, I don't recommend
Okay.
that.
Okay, sir. I'll
Yeah.
go through debit card.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Good. So just be sure about this cost once you complete the sign up. Now this is it happens just within a minute. So within couple of minutes, you basically get access to AWS account. So that is the first step. Yeah. So let me admit somebody joining. Nishigandha Sarode, is she from your class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes you have these spammers coming all the way. So you don't know. So I'm just asking. All right. So what is going to happen is that, once you set this up, complete sign up, you will receive an email saying that your account is ready, and after that you can use it. Now, this does not typically take long, but I have seen in some cases it has taken more than 15 minutes or 30 minutes also. It doesn't take days. In rare cases, I think I have seen that it has taken more than a day also. And you can open as many AWS accounts as you want. There is no restriction. As long as you have a different email ID, it should work. Okay. But I think to begin with, just start with one AWS account. So let me go to another window. Do you see something, a draw.io? So I'm just going to draw something here. Can you see some diagrammatic tool here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So what is going to happen is that AWS account is something which you create. So this is the step one. So whenever somebody is starting with cloud, whether it's AWS or Microsoft Azure or Google, everybody needs to have an AWS. Everybody needs to have their own respective cloud account. So that's one, that's done. So right now you don't have personal account. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give you access to my AWS account. Okay. So before giving access to this AWS account, let's try to understand some broad aspects about AWS. So whenever you are working with any cloud environment, see, everything is made so easy, but you need to understand some fundamentals. So just focus on fundamentals for 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, can you see presentation here? Amazon EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
All right, fine. So, let's understand somebody needing Nishiganda Sarode, admit. All right, so understand some EC2 basics. So every cloud provider will have their own terminology. So AWS will have some concept of, regions and zones. Amazon machine image. So regions and zones, if you remember, like AWS is having their entire global infrastructure. So AWS is having their data centers across the globe. So they have one data center in Mumbai, another in Hyderabad, another in Singapore. So across the globe, they have data centers, and you have to choose the region appropriately. And the reasons could be different. One reason is that there is compliance requirement. You cannot put your data of Indian citizens outside India. Then you have to put your data in data center which is in India. So AWS is having Mumbai region. So what do? You have to choose that region. But if you are working with US or European customers, you can't really choose Mumbai as a region. That is one for compliance reason. That's one reason. Second reason is not all services may be available in all the regions. Now, whenever AWS launches any new services, generally they launch in US first. And subsequently they bring those services to other regions. Third difference is that cost. Cost is not same across the regions. Like, cost of electricity in India, cost of electricity in US, or the cost of resources, when I say human resources, salaries of people, that is going to be different. So again, it depends on a lot of other factors. So the cost is also different. So those are the primary reasons why you want to choose a region. So you have a choice. Okay. So let me go to this AWS account. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to log into my AWS account. So let's see whether I'm logged into my AWS account or not. Okay. I hope you are able to see my AWS console.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share one URL and one username and password. Just use that so that you will also get access to AWS console. Okay. Just give me a minute. So I'm just going to put that in the chat. All right. So I shared one link. Just go to that link and just confirm whether you are able to access that link and log in. So meanwhile, Lavanya is saying if we use debit card, only 2 rupees is debited and then returned back in 24 hours. Yeah, I think that's correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So just go to that particular URL and log into that URL and just confirm whether you are able to log in. Just give a thumbs up if you are able to log in so that I can understand. All right. So Lavanya, are you able to log in?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So everybody,
Sir, your authentication information is incorrect at this time.
what is happening? Who is this? Fatima?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is happening?
Authentication failed.
Okay, there might be some typo somewhere because other people are able to
No,
log
I
in.
just copy pasted it.
Okay. Just try again.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else is having issue? Anybody else facing the issue?
Sir, just a minute. I'll try and see.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let me try from my end also. So let me try another browser. Yeah, I'm able to log in. Fatima, there is some issue from your end.
Yes, sir. The link is valid. We can log in.
Log in, right? All right. So we can proceed further. Fine. All right. So if you log into AWS console, the way to kind of look at this, now this is your cloud. Now cloud is not something which is fancy here. It's a simple application. But the real power lies in actually understanding and using it effectively. So on the left-hand side, you will see AWS home. So whenever you're lost, you can always come and click here. So we'll come to something known as dashboard. So you'll see some cost and usage here. Okay, so last month, I spent like almost, I don't know how much I spent. So I spent like $51. This is something which is surprising to me. So I need to check why I spent $51 because this I was not expecting. Now this can also happen. Okay. But these are very rare chances. But if you look at the other costs are very minimal because I was playing with some SageMaker and other tools and that was running, or I basically use something else like QuickSight, which costs a little bit of money. Now on the right hand side, you see here, you see regions. Okay. So can you tell me which are the other regions in Asia Pacific? What do you see there? Anyone? So we have Mumbai, Osaka, Seoul, Singapore, and Hyderabad. So these are various regions. In United States, we have various regions: North Virginia, Ohio, California, Oregon. So these are various different locations. So whenever you are working with AWS, first thing is that you have to choose the region. So we are going to use Mumbai region. Okay. So just ensure that you are in the Mumbai region. So that is the next thing. So whenever you are working with AWS, you have to use the region. So AWS region. So let's see, let me take this region. So this is AWS cloud, AWS region. Okay. So this is my AWS region. So I'm going to fix my region. So I'm going to work in Mumbai region. So every region has some code. So this is called AP South 1. So let me zoom this a little bit. Okay. So I'm just going to save this for future reference. Okay, so you have decided to choose the AWS region. Now, if you go to this console and if you look at various services, all services, you will see a lot of services here. So services by category. So you have compute, your containers, your storage services. Under storage services, you have S3, EFS, database. You have Aurora and RDS. You have some NoSQL databases. The networking and content delivery. Some developer tools are there. Then blockchain. Then a lot of services on machine learning. A lot of services. So this is the focus of a lot of cloud providers nowadays. So machine learning is a separate topic altogether. Generative AI is a rage nowadays. So you will see a lot of services provided under machine learning. Then your analytics services, your IoT services. So if you are developing applications where you want to capture some details or let's say temperature in a factory of certain devices, then you can put some devices and those data will be captured and sent to AWS. So you have those services where you can have service or receiver in the cloud and so on. Then if you want to send any instruction to those devices, you can send instructions from your AWS cloud. Then some business applications. This is a very weak area of Amazon or AWS, I would say. Work docs are similar to Google Docs. Workmail is similar to your kind of Gmail and so on, but hardly anyone actually uses those. A lot of security services. Then a lot of services are management and governance. Okay. And each service is having a lot of other features. So we are going to focus on EC2, which is under compute. So that's our service area, focus area. So I'm just going to click on EC2. Now, what is EC2? I think by this time you are pretty clear. This is nothing but getting virtual machines in the cloud. So create, manage, and monitor virtual servers in the cloud. So we know the benefits. It is very easy to spin up server. It is very quick to kind of change the size of the server. We are going to see all those things today. So you will see a dashboard. Every service will have various features. On the left hand side, you will see a lot of related features. So you have instances, images. Images are nothing but your Amazon machine image, like VM image. Whether you have Ubuntu, whether you have Windows or something like that. The elastic block storage is nothing but your storage, which is the kind of disk which you attach to a computer. Load balancers, auto scaling, and so on. So it has a lot of services, a lot of features within the services which you can use. So as a cloud user or as a cloud architect or as a cloud developer, it is your job to understand all the services and features and create a solution out of it. So for example, I want to set up WordPress. So कैसे setup करना है, क्या setup करना है, what should be the security and all those things. That is your job. Okay, that is on the infrastructure side. So that is one area where people focus or people work in that area. The other part is application development. That's a separate part altogether. And there are administrative activities in the sense, you have applications running in AWS. You have to monitor it, you have to patch it. If there is an issue, then you have to really fix it. So that is called kind of system operations job. And nowadays it is combined under DevOps umbrella also, where people are actually taking care of automation as well as operations. All right. So if you go to dashboard, you will see a set of resources. You will see instances. Instances are nothing but your servers or VMs, virtual machines. Currently, you see there are 2 instances. Now, this is something which I was using, and you will see these instances are in a certain state. So this is my one instance, which has got an instance ID. So every instance will have an instance ID. Now, this instance state is stop state. Type is T2 micro. Type determines what is the CPU, what is the memory, and then it basically runs in some kind of a networking configuration. So this is called VPC or virtual private cloud. We are not going to look at the details of VPC, but it is just a network, because whenever you connect to a server, you basically need an IP address. Okay, so that IP address also comes from that networking area. So these are basic informations. So which is, I think, good enough for us to understand. Then let's look at AMI. AMI is nothing but Amazon Machine Image. Now, Amazon Machine Image is nothing but you will have pre-configured OS. Okay, so if I go to another screen, let's say I want to launch instance, you see various images. So you see Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat. So you have a choice. So if I need like 10 Windows, or if I need 60 or 70 machines, I can just use respective OS and launch the VM and get going. Okay. So that is a brief overview of AWS services. So let's look at this presentation.
So what is instance? Is that like a server that you're creating?
So instance is basically it's kind of a runtime of image. It's like if you correlate to your classes and objects, you must have studied like object-oriented programming, right?
Yeah, in the class is
Correct. So you
a
have a
class is like
class.
instance of an object.
Correct. So what you do basically, you have a VM image. So instance is nothing but a server. That's all. Okay. So you can say Linux server or Windows server is equivalent to server. So this is the vocabulary of a AWS. In the Azure world, it is called virtual machine. That is much more cleaner. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now, this is done. Like, you have been granted an AWS access, but I have not granted the permissions so that you can create anything. Now, the next thing with any cloud provider, or in case of AWS, we have to create users. See, right now I have given you only a single user. Now that is common. So everybody is using the same credential so that you are able to log in. But what we are going to do, we are going to create our own user. So I'm going to grant you some access so that you can create a user. So next step in any environment is to create a set of users. So if I go to this diagram, so there is another service which is called AWS IAM. So IAM is nothing but identity and access management. So this is called identity and access management service. Okay. Now through this service, we are going to create set of users. Okay. Now this is another service. So I'm going to go to AWS console again, and let's go to IAM. Okay. Now you will see a dashboard here. Now this is nothing but your kind of user management, group management, access management screen, to put it simply. So I'm going to create a group. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a group saying that UMIT class. All right. And then I'm going to assign some permissions. Now, for the time being, I'm going to give you an admin access right now so that you can actually create this, or I can also give you EC2 access, only EC2. Admin means you can do anything with the AWS service. You can use generative AI services. You can use any services. Okay. So right now I'm going to give you Amazon EC2 full access. Okay. And also I'm going to give you some additional access. So I have created a group, permissions. Now we are not going to go into details of permissions. That's for separate session altogether. But I'm also going to give you IAM access just for temporary purpose. So it is very slow today. Okay. So I'm going to add permissions. So you will see there are various kind of permission policies are available. So this could be kind of very easy or very cumbersome also, depending on what you are trying to do. But let's say I want to give you IAM full access. This customer manage. So the customer manage means I have created it. AWS manage means it is predefined. So I'm giving you this particular access right now. Now this is against the best security policy. Now ideally I should be giving you very specific access. Okay. But this is fine as far as we are learning. But we are whenever you go to production environment or any serious environment, then you should have very controlled access. So cloud is always a shared responsibility model. Remember that we have learned that. So security of this your cloud environment is something with you. Okay. So that is something which you have to manage. So that is something is done via IAM, identity and access management. So what we are going to do, we are going to create users. So I have given you this UMIT user. So UMIT user is not part of any group. So I'm going to add this particular user to group. Add users to group. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add this UMIT user to this particular group. So now if you go to this particular IAM console, just go to this IAM, just type IAM here, and you will be able to come to the screen. And once done, just say thumbs up or yes on chat, or other just say, because I won't be able to see the chat because I need to navigate
So
on the.
what do we have to check under IM?
Just go to IAM dashboard. Can you see this dashboard?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So you are able to see this, right?
User groups.
Yeah. Okay. Now I will show you, what is the impact of these permissions. So if I go to this particular UMIT class and if I just remove this user. Now just try to refresh your IAM page. What is happening? Now what do you see?
No resources to display.
Or what message you are getting? Can you if possible paste the screenshot for everybody's reference?
So it is displaying your user does not have any active access keys.
Yeah. Can you paste a screenshot? Take
On
a
the group?
Yeah, in the group. Yeah.
Sir, do you mean after we click on UMIT class that no resources to display thing comes?
Yeah. Or what do you see if you just go back to IAM? What is happening to it? Do you see this dashboard? Do you go to users, script users? Do you see anything in IAM?
Sir, I've sent the screenshot.
Okay.
Uh, when we go to IAM, it just shows that this UMIT user does not have any group.
Okay.
it becomes 0.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I think because you are able to see that. Where are you sending that screenshot?
So cloud computing group.
Oh, I see. Okay, fine. Okay, all right. Fine. So anyway, you can still see the IAM dashboard because you have read-only permission. If I remove everything, you won't be able to see anything over there. Okay. But I think you understand the concept of user and user group. So let's not spend too much time over there. So I'm going to add you again to that group. So if I remove this read-only access, then I don't think you'll be able to see anything. Just remove. What do you see now? Refresh करने के बाद you are still able to see that because permission is granted via
Access denied.
Access denied.
good. So basically, depending on the permissions, you will basically have issues. Okay. So that's the point. We don't have to go into details of this. So I'm going to give you permissions via group UMIT class. So I'm going to add users. Okay. All right. Now what you need to do, basically, we are going to create a user for each and every one because we are using common user. We don't want to do that. So what we are going to do, we are going to create user. So just follow the instructions with me. But just pay attention here. So I'm just going to create user. You have to follow a naming convention. This is for easier understanding. Otherwise, you will not understand who has created what resources and so on. Just follow the naming convention as this one. First name dot last name dot UMIT. Okay. And you click on provide user access to the AWS management console. You can auto-generate the password or custom password. Okay. Then there's a checkbox. Users must create a new password at next sign-in recommended. Just remove that just to save the time. So what we are going to do is that we are going to create an individual user. So everybody should have their own credentials so that they can log in with that individual user. Because I'm going to disable that common user after this. Okay. Click on next. And you will come to a group, add user to group. So you have to add that particular group user to a UMIT class group. With me? Click on next. So I'm going a bit slow here so that you can follow along. And then you click on create user. All right. So once the user is created, you can view user or you can download the credentials. So I'm going to kind of, download the credentials. I'm going to also copy this and make a note of this.
Sir, in add user to group, do we have to add them to that UMIT class?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm just downloading this CSV file just for easy reference.
Sir, what do we have to do in the review and create step? We just have to click on the create user.
That's correct. Yeah.
User, it is saying user was not created. User with name amod.kadam.umit.
No, you have to use your first name dot last name, not mine.
Okay.
So if you're Fatima, then you should say Fatima dot whatever is your surname dot
Yes.
UMIT. So if I look at the users, I could see that some users are created. So I could see that Priyanka, Shruti, they created the users. So this is what typically happens in the real world. Somebody is going to say that give me or grant me AWS access. So obviously they will go through that process of reviewing what kind of permissions are required, and somebody is going to create this for you. Okay. So this could be automated also, or there could be some human Typically, this is done by a kind of, humans in many companies. But some companies have like kind of automated it also. They basically just, set up everything in some kind of a JSON document and invoke automation. So we have these users, UMIT users. So there are 16 UMIT users are created, 15. Good. Now I hope that you have downloaded that CSV file or noted your username and password. Then what you need to do as a user, you have to make it secure, because whenever you want to log into AWS console, you can use that username and password, right? But I don't want only that username and password, because that is not that secure. So I want to set up a multi-factor authentication. So what we are going to do, we are going to set up a multi-factor authentication with the help of Google Authenticator. So whenever you log into AWS console, you need to provide your username, password, and a code which is generated on the Authenticator app. All right. So I hope everybody is having Authenticator app.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to just show that how to do that. So just follow that, and just select your username. Don't select anybody else's. So I'm just going to say Amod Kadam UMIT. And you will see some summary. Now it has got a ARN. ARN is nothing but the Amazon resource name. It says that it is in this account ID, services, basically IAM service, user, and then console access enabled without MFA. Last console signed in never. So you see some kind of a trail information audit. Now let's do that by going into security credentials. Don't try to remember the steps, because just try to understand the concept, because you can always refer the documentation and get these steps. So if I go to the security credentials and you see assign MFA device there. So click on assign MFA device. And you can basically just set up some name. So I'm just going to give my device name. So Amod Kadam phone. So my phone is Samsung Galaxy, for example. Just it could be a random name, just for your understanding, so that you can remember. And you can have Authenticator app. Okay. With me so far. And then you have to go to your Authenticator app, click on next. Click on next. And you will see another screen where it will show some instructions. So you have to install compatible applications such as Google Authenticator. That is something which you already done. Then it will ask you to show QR code. So just click on show QR code. And then you need to go to your Authenticator app and scan this. So let me turn on my video. All right, so let's go back to this one. And so you have to just go to Authenticator app and just say scan QR code. So it will generate one code. So you have to enter one code here, MFA code 1. So this I'm entering this on whatever is generated on my device. And then wait for another 30 seconds and it will generate another code. So you have to enter that code also. So I'm just entering another code. And you say add MFA. Okay, so once it is fine, successfully done, then you will see enabled with MFA. And then you will see some information over here with MFA. With me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So everybody able to do that properly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so I can also check it from here. So if I look at this particular screen here, then I will see, let me search on UMIT here. Then I can just see. So Yushasri, please add MFA. Riddhi, Sanika, or you don't have MFA or Google Authenticator installed on your machine or phone. Pooja also. Sanjana. Shailaja. Smita. Sanika, are you facing an issue with MFA or you don't have Google Authenticator app? What's happening?
So they are saying you need permissions, that's why. Actually, I get code.
Which permissions? You already have permissions. You're part of the same group, right? No, you're not part of the group. Okay, one sec. You haven't added yourself to the group. Okay, so if you are facing any problem, just let me know. Add user to group. Now try again. Pooja is also not part of any group. You missed that step. Who else? See, without MFA, it's very risky to kind of proceed. Pooja. Okay. Then Anuja is there, done. Who is Batman, by the way? Who is Batman?
Sorry, I accidentally created that. I did not see the part where you had to add your own username.
Okay, fine. Okay. I thought somebody has hacked into it or what.
No, sir.
Very careful about this.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
I've added my name
Yeah,
as a
okay, fine.
different user, Nishi Sarode.
So I can delete Batman, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is something which we are just doing this. I'm just going to delete this. So fine, user is deleted. So UMIT. So this is something which is important. So virtual Pooja. Pooja, what is happening with you? Shailaja, are you there? Sanjana, left or what?
Sir, I don't have an access for that
That for what?
MFA code. Like it's showing that access is denied.
No, one sec. Why? No, you're try now. Sanjana, right?
No, Shailaja.
Shailaja, one sec. Because you're not part of that group. One sec. 30, Shailaja. Shailaja Singh, okay. Somebody's having a blast there. Now try. Who else is left? Pooja, Sanika. Part of the group. Pooja. Sometimes this dashboard is also not that great. It is not consistent. One sec. Pooja has used something passkey. What is this? It's very different. All right. So I think I'm going to. So what you need to do, you need to just log out and logging in using your user, because UMIT user will not have that access. So what you do basically, you go to that link again. So you have that earlier link. And log in with the newly created user. Shailaja, what is issue?
Sir,
Shailaja.
I'm trying now, getting a code.
Yeah, okay. Now please log out, and from here you can just go to here on the right hand side and you can say sign out. And then you can go to the same URL and log in with the newly created user, whatever is your first name dot last name dot UMIT. Got
And
it?
sir, it's asking for the MFA code.
Yeah, you have to enter that whatever is there on the authenticator app. Do you have authenticator app?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just enter those. First, enter the first value, wait for another 30 seconds, and you have to enter the other value in the other box. All right. So let's look at this quick theory of this. So it's very simple. So basically, AWS Identity and Access Management. Can you see this PPT?
Yes, sir.
So basically, we just created groups, users, we assign some permissions, and permissions have policies. Now that is something which you are not going to go into detail, but that is nothing but the JSON policy. Okay. So AWS account is a fundamental security and billing boundary. It's pretty basic. So it's a container for everything you create in AWS. Root user has unrestricted access to all AWS services and resources. For security, root user credential should be secured with MFA. As well as anybody who is using AWS, you should always use MFA. Whether it's a read-only user or doesn't matter. As a best practice, should always use MFA. That is becoming the de facto standard in the industry now. And with AWS account, you can create servers, you can create databases, you can create storage and so on. So I think that is something which we have seen. So we have created this user who can access console and so on. So I hope that we have logged into your AWS account using the newly created user. So as a best practice, use IAM users instead of the root user for daily operations. Very simple, simple to understand. As a concept is pretty straightforward. All right. So now let's go to EC2 now. Let's understand some concept about EC2. And then we will go into actual launching an EC2 instance and connecting to it. All right. So whenever we are working with AWS and we want to launch servers, so we will be working with EC2 service. EC2 is nothing but Elastic Compute Cloud. Why it is called elastic? Because the size could be changed. It is very elastic. So we are going to use Mumbai region and we are going to use Amazon machine image. We are going to use Linux. We are going to use a very small instance and we're going to create instance. Okay. So we know what is EC2. It's a web service that provides scalable virtual service in the cloud. So you can scale up as well as scale out. So when I say scale out, you can go on creating multiple servers. See, right now we are interacting with AWS, but we haven't called anybody in AWS so as to create an AWS account. Neither we are going to call anybody so as to create an EC2 instance. So this is called on-demand self-service. So that is one of the essential characteristics we learned earlier, very first lecture of cloud computing or NIST definition. Pay as you go, on-demand self-service, and measured service. The measured so that the service is kind of measured so that it is built accordingly. It's very flexible. So let's understand some concepts. So we are going to do a launch of instance. So what is availability zone before that? So let me go back to this slide deck, not slide deck, rather this diagram. So I'm just going to go to this diagram. So once you decide to kind of work in a specific region, there's a concept of availability zone. Availability zone is nothing but a data center, physical data center. Okay. So let's say just for hypothetical case, the Mumbai is our region and availability zone. So let's say, assume that one data center is in Andheri and other data center is in, let's say, somewhere in New Mumbai, let's say Vashi. So these are two different physical facilities where these data centers exist, and you can, whenever you are creating a server, so we are going to create an EC2 server. So that EC2 server will be created in this region. So we are going to create an instance that will be sitting somewhere in some data center. Okay. So we are going to create Linux one. And we can connect to this instance. All right. So let's experience that. So I hope you are logged in with your user credentials. I'm going to, otherwise you won't be able to operate this or create this instances.
Sir, could you, for my profile, Nishi profile, could you enable the reset password thing?
What happened? Forgot the password.
So I want to, yeah, reset the password.
Yeah, you are kind of, what is the issue? Reset the password.
Yes, sir. It's saying that your account password has expired or requires a reset.
It was very, very strange. One sec. I'm just going to reset the password. Nishi, right? So I'm just going to
Yes,
set
sir.
password in the chat. Let's see whether you're able to log in.
So this is the new password.
That's correct. Last console sign in is saying 6 months, 6 minutes ago. So you have signed in. No, it is showing you are signed in actually. Sorted?
Just a minute, sir.
Yeah. So
It's
meanwhile,
asking for MFA.
sorry, what is happening?
It is asking for MFA code. Wait.
Yeah, you have to enter that MFA. So it will be generating this MFA code again on your device.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good. Fine. So let's go to EC2. So I could go back to AWS console home and go to virtual servers in the cloud. So I'm going to give you one link of this particular document. So I think this is already shared, I believe. If not, okay, it's already shared. So I'm just going to share it again on the chat, Zoom chat. Please go to that particular link and just see whether you are able to see the document or not. Yeah, I could see some of you are able to see this. So let's go to AWS console and let's create our first EC2 instance. Okay. So I go to this dashboard and currently there are no instances running. Now, whenever we are creating a resource, we are going to follow some naming convention. Otherwise, it will be very confusing. Who has created what? So I'm going to launch instance. So please follow this and follow some naming convention of first name dot last name. So Amod Kadam, UMIT, WordPress. And then you have to choose Amazon Linux. This is your machine image, which contains Linux operating system. And you have some details about those. It is giving you description. Okay, username is EC2-user is the default name. Instance type is T2 micro. So this T2 micro is 1 CPU and 1 GB memory. Now this looks tiny, but that is good enough for your WordPress setup. Okay. Then whenever you kind of launch an EC2 instance, there might be a concept of key pair. If you work with Linux world, there is a concept of key pair. So whenever you do SSH, public key and private key combination. But we don't need this right now. So we are going to say proceed without a key pair. And pay attention here, in the network settings, we are going to say that create a security. Security group is nothing but a virtual firewall. And you say allow SSH traffic from anywhere, and also allow HTTP traffic from the internet. So I will explain this, what it means. So this is nothing but your firewall setting. So security group is nothing but a firewall around EC2. So what you are saying, who is allowed on which port, that is something which you are configuring here. Just select these two, and then ensure if you go to edit setting, don't miss this, otherwise you will get error. Go to edit and go to security group name and follow the naming convention. So Amod Kadam, or let's say WordPress, Amod Kadam, UMIT SG. So what we are giving, we are creating a virtual firewall and we are giving a name. Okay. With me so far?
We also
Uh,
have to create that.
Sir, we chose Amazon Linux, right?
Correct.
And after clicking on edit, what did you do, sir? Can you please repeat?
In the network setting, you go to edit. And
You change the security group name, right?
yes, that's correct.
We have to match yours or
No, you have to use your first name, not last name. This is whenever
Yeah.
I'm using my name, you have to use your name.
okay. The name
fine.
that we created above,
Yeah, here.
should it match or
No, name could be anything, but just follow some naming convention.
okay, sure.
So you can just say Fatima -Kotiwala -UMIT SG. Just follow this naming convention. Just replace with first name and last name with your first name and last name. Clear? Anybody is lagging behind? So what we are doing, basically we are saying, if you look at the diagram, so what I'm saying, I want to have an AMI, Amazon machine image. It's Amazon Linux. Okay. So this is my EC2 instance. Okay. I will just say EC2 instance. Which is Linux. And the operating system is coming from this image. So if you look at like VirtualBox and so on, so we have a VM image, similar concept. And then I'm going to set up a security group. So this is a security group. This is nothing but a virtual firewall. Okay. So whenever any user is on the internet, okay, is trying to access, we are basically saying that we want to restrict access to security some ports. So what we have configured, we are saying that we want to allow only. So what we are saying, we are basically allowing allow HTTP port 80 and allow SSH access, which is on port 22. Okay. So that is what we have configured with the security group. Okay. So this is something which we have configured at the security group level. So this is nothing but your virtual firewall. This is the concept of securing your environment under the umbrella of shared responsibility model. So this is your job. Let's say you are having a FTP server, which is running on port 21, 22. But if you don't allow that traffic to flow by configuring security group, then you can't do FTP to that server. Even FTP service is running on this server. That's the whole concept. All right. And instance type is nothing but T2 micro. So this is of instance type T2 micro. So this is basically having a 1 CPU and 1 GB RAM. All it. Clear so far? So let's proceed further. So I'm going to this AWS console. So let's see. And then what I'm going to do, I look at the storage configuration. It has got 8 GB of disk space. So this is nothing but your EBS volume. So we understood some EBS, elastic block storage. This is nothing but 8 GB is good enough. Okay. And let's see. Now on the right hand side, you see some same information. Let's click on launch instance. Fingers crossed. It may fail, it may work. Let's see. So launch instance. So we are getting the successful initiated launch of instance, which is happening in launch log. And you got your instance running. So it has got instance ID. So it's very simple. So if I look at the instances, so earlier we had only 0 instances. If I look at my instances, currently there are 3. Since we are having 16 participants, I'm expecting around 15 or 16 instances.
Sir, do we have to click on that key pair?
No. No key pair. Who is this?
Lavanya.
Yeah, so I will just show it again. So just go to this Amazon Linux. Instance type key pair, just say no key, proceed without a key pair. Got it? Any other question? See, we are kind of running this in virtual mode. So you have to tell me in case you are facing issue. Okay, so we have some more 6 now. See, now this is what the power of cloud, we can basically create a number of instances. Now, how many you can create? You can create 1,000, 10,000 also. But as a security reason, AWS restricts the number of instances to be created by default. So there is a default limit also.
Sir, mine is also created. It's not visible in yours.
What is your name?
Lavanya.
You created in different region or what? Which region you are in?
Mumbai? Yes. Or I think so. No, the region changed. Sorry. It's Europe it went.
So Europe. See, this is what happens. So just change, where is it? So if I go to Europe, which Euro region? London.
Stockholm.
Stockholm. See what is happening now. She has gone into another region altogether. You can use it there also. That's fine. But I would recommend to kind of delete that.
Okay, I'll delete and come in Asia Pacific again.
Yeah. So that's one of the challenge. This AWS console is not that really great. It's very difficult to understand at times, but also global view also there.
So what do we have to do under the firewall security groups?
See, under Europe, there are 3 instances created. Okay.
So,
Yeah, go on. Who is this?
Nishi sir. So under
Yeah.
network settings,
Yeah.
under firewall security, which one do we have to select? Existing security group.
No, in the net, you have to just edit Create new.
Create, okay.
Yeah, create and just say create security group and just go to edit. See, I have not put any restrictions on the region. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to create that. So that is again, to avoid this accidental kind of creation, you have to set the appropriate policies. That also can be controlled. This is typical case, this happens with a very experienced folks also. So now so there are 7 created. So where are the other ones? So now I'm coming to another screen and just trying to search, Okay, I'll go to another screen maybe. See, now it is showing 11 compute. Okay. So 11 out of 11 compute, यूरोप में तो 3 बने हैं, एशिया पैसिफिक सिंगापुर में तो 1 बना है. So I'm going to delete this from this. Abhi Lavanya, Priyanka, and Yashashri, they created this over there. So please change your region and create this in Mumbai region. So I'm going to destroy this. Please repeat those steps. It just takes a minute. So Europe, Stockholm. Priyanka, Yashashri, Vedika, Lavanya, you went to kind of Stockholm. It looks like you want to go to Europe. So I'm going to terminate this. So just see what I'm going to do. I'm going to just terminate instances, delete, because unnecessarily we will be paying for that. So Vedika, Lavanya, Priyanka, Vedika and Lavanya, you should create your instances in Mumbai region. So just go and select the Mumbai region here. And
I
then you
deleted mine and created in Mumbai already.
who is this? Still I see only 8. Okay, now 8 created. Fine. Anybody else left? 11 हो गए इधर, 8 ही दिख रहे हैं मुझे. यहाँ पे किसने किया है? सिडनी में somebody has created in Sydney. सिडनी में कौन है? Shaileja Singh. Shaileja, please create this in Mumbai. I'm going to delete this.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So just select the region and just quickly create that. All right. Those who are managed to kind of connect, set it up. So I'm just going to connect. Let's connect to an EC2 instance. Now, first is instance is running. Now you want to connect. So there are various ways of connecting it. So currently, I have chosen a very simple way from AWS console browser. Just select your instance and just click on connect button here. And you see EC2 instance connect. So it got instance ID. Ensure that you are connecting to your instance. Ensure that you are basically choosing your instance. Otherwise, you'll be overwriting what other people are doing. Ensure that you are connecting to your instance only. This has got public IP. Username is EC2 user. This is a default user provided by that operating system. And you just say connect. If everything is fine, you should be able to connect to your instance. That's it.
Sir, can you repeat the steps you just did?
Yeah,
My
okay.
Wi-Fi was lagging.
So what you need to do, you need to go to your instance, select your instance, and then you need to go to click on connect. go to connect tab, connect button, sorry. And then you will come to another screen. Do you see EC2 instance connect?
Yes, sir.
Just keep everything default. And there's a button on the right hand side, connect.
Let's disconnect.
Yeah, then you should be able to select, sorry, connect to your EC2 instance and go inside the console.
Fail to connect to your instance.
Same here,
Access
fail
denied
to
for
connect,
EC2.
access denied.
Access denied. Why? Oh, this is because of permissions. Let's see. So I will grant some permissions because those permissions may not be sufficient. Okay. That's our time being. I'm giving you more advanced permissions. So, okay, fine. So good, these errors have come so that we understand what is going on, how to fix this. So you will see a EC2 instance connect here. And then, I'm going to give you permission. Let's see whether you are able to access this. EC2 instance attach policies. Just try again.
Yes, it established connection.
Good. So if you are able to connect, that's fine. So this is an example of, what kind of permissions are required and how to manage those. Now, this is a separate activity. Don't take it for granted. Don't assign broad permissions to user. So you are inside an EC2 instance. So what is happening behind the scene is that you are connected to this particular. Oh, they are playing too much of loud music here. So what is happening is that we are connected to an EC2 instance which is running in Mumbai region with 1 CPU and 1 GB RAM. Now what we are going to do, we are going to set up some software. Let's say we want to set up WordPress. So whatever is required for WordPress, that is something which we are going to set it up. So I'm just going to go to the instructions. So it has got a public IP and we just connected to it. So we're going to install WordPress. So if you just go through this document, so this is very self-explanatory. Just follow these instructions. You have to follow these step by step. So let me give a walkthrough of this first. So we need to install WordPress. I hope everybody is connected to EC2 instance, if not just out. So what we are doing here is we are basically saying that update my packages, install HTTPD, PHP, and PHP MySQL driver. Then it will do it automatically. What is happening is that if it finds this information in the local package repository, it will use that. Otherwise, it will go to a internet because that machine is having an internet connectivity to the outside world. Since we are able to connect to it, because we can also control, to which sites and which ports this server can access and so on. And then we need basically a MariaDB server. So what happens, the way WordPress works is that it requires some database. So we are going to use MariaDB, which is similar to MySQL. So there are instructions for that. And then we are going to start services. We are going to start HTTPD service, which is nothing but the Apache server. We are going to configure so that it can run on boot. So whenever we stop the machine and start it again, it should automatically start the service. And then we are going to install MySQL. We are going to do installation of MySQL there. That's basically nothing but a MySQL. And then we are going to set up. We are going to create a WordPress database. And then we are going to install WordPress packages. And once we come to install that, then eventually we should come to this page. Okay, so that's our target. Okay. So just follow these instructions. It should work simply. Now these instructions look pretty long. It will not take that long. Just ensure that you copy paste it correctly. So I'm going to do this. In case of doubt, just please ask. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to execute this command. So I am ensure that you are connected to your instance. Okay. So it may not do anything depending on what is the current state of that. So the next is just follow the instructions. So let me see if I can switch on to my headphones. It's noisy. Please follow the instruction in the document. There are certain screenshots are also posted, so you can refer whether you are working correctly or not. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible, right? Clear.
Yes, sir, you're on.
Okay, so I think just follow the instructions. Let me check some audio settings here. Hello, can you hear me now? I hope I'm audible. I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you're on.
Okay, fine. All right, so let's proceed further. Let's follow the instructions. So what next? So next is
Sir, it is failing to start HTTPD service.
okay.
I tried twice.
Yeah, it depends. Let's see whether we have time to debug. Let's see. First, let us finish further. Whoever is able to do that. So what is happening is that basically it is setting up this kind of, services. And then I'm installing this MariaDB server. Let's see. Now this is something which I kind of, did it earlier. So this is something which you have to do, whenever you want to install any software. That is something which you have to figure out, instructions of that software. Done. Then, okay, these instructions are again here. It's not required. Start HTTPD. Fingers crossed. Okay, in my case, it has worked. Then let's see what is happening further. Then configure it to run at boot up. So I'm just going to copy this and execute this. Okay, done. Then we are setting up this MariaDB. We're just starting the service. Then we go to this step. Okay, that is also done. Then we basically do this MySQL secure installation. So for most of the stuff, you have to say no, except last one. So are you with me, guys? Anybody stuck behind? I know one person is facing this HTTP issue. What about others? Switch to Unix socket. So basically, I'm just going to say for many of the things. No, 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 no. Reload privilege tables now. Yes. Yeah, then basically it's all done. Thanks for using MariaDB. Some settings have been changed. And then if I go back to this document, then I'm just going to log into this MariaDB. Enter password. Password is, I think, nothing. So you can just enter. Then we create a database. Create database WordPress. Then just follow instructions. We create one, I think, user there. Create user, WordPress user. Now, why we are doing? Because WordPress works in a specific way. So it is something which is required for us to set this up. So we are setting this up. So in fact, we are connected to database running on this EC2 and creating a user, WP user. Password is password. Then we say grant all privileges to this user. Then flush privileges and exit. Finally, exit. All right, so we have done this bit. And then,
Sir,
yeah,
did
go
we
on.
enter the current password
No, just
for
enter.
root?
No, just
Just
enter.
enter.
Then once this is set up, then I'm going to install WordPress. So I'm just going to get this. So what this command does, basically it just downloads the zip file from the wordpress.org. Just follow this instruction, and then we are going to unzip that. So it has resolved this WordPress.org. It has made a connection to the internet, via internet to that WordPress site, and it has downloaded the file also. It is very quick because this runs on a very fast network. Then we have to just unzip this, just follow this command. Then set up some permissions on this particular folder and just restart the HTTPD. Let's do that as well. This you could create a script also and run the script also. That is also possible. And then I'm going to restart my HTTPD. So once I restart my HTTPD, then if I look at my instructions, so basic WordPress download has happened. The database is set up. Now next step is to complete the WordPress setup. So when you say WordPress setup, you have to configure WordPress so as to use our database, because WordPress keeps all the things in the database. So what you need to do, you need to go to your public IP. So you'll get your public IP of your EC2 server. So you will see here two IPs. One is called private IP, another is public IP. Just copy this and paste it in the browser and just enter. And this should be HTTP, not HTTPS. So just go there and just change that. And then you should see this page. So I'll just take a pause for a few seconds here. Are you with me? So far reached? Anybody has reached to this state? Just say yes or no, put thumbs up on the chat. You're with me? Fatima, how is it going?
Yeah, sir, I'm on the last step. Sir, can you repeat the last step, which is written access complete word setup? Do you have to paste it in the URL?
Yeah, so basically you have to go to this public IP, and so just ensure that you have HTTP over there. And then you just get the public IP, and just you should say this page. You will get the public IP from your EC2 instance. So your public IP will be different than mine.
Okay, okay, understood.
How is it going with others? With me so far?
Sir, it's coming too much time to reload.
Yeah, it may happen. Just wait for some time. Are you getting message or you just are you getting any message on the screen?
Yes, it's saying site can't be reached.
Site
That IP is taking too long to respond.
too long to respond. Ensure that you have HTTP, not
Yes,
HTTPS.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, I did that. Still, like 2 times I've run and the same thing is coming.
Let's see. Anybody else with me? Fatima? Are you on this page?
Sir, I'm unable to get the the WordPress page from the user.
You might have missed some step. What is happening there?
No, sir, I'm at the last step only.
Okay. Unable to get any page. Are you getting any message, error message?
No, sir, it's just showing that IP address this is owned by Amazon.com. It's not showing me WordPress page.
Do you want to share your screen?
One second.
Maybe I think I will proceed further, just show it, and then we will start debugging for respective case. Okay. So anyway, so let's look at this. So what you do get here is that an admin page, and I say I just want to use English, continue. And it is asking that welcome to WordPress setup. So you need to specify certain details here: database name, username, password, database host, because that is something which WordPress is going to use. So let's say you write a blog. So blog is basically will be stored in the database. If somebody puts a comment, that comment is stored in the database. So just configure this. So I'm just going to give the name. So whatever name which we have chosen over here, I think everybody is using the same name. So I'm just going to copy paste these details. WordPress, the name. What is the name? WP user. Password is password. Database host is localhost, and submit. So this is going to install WordPress in this database. So it is giving you some another screen. All right, Sparky, you have made it through this part of installation. WordPress can now communicate with your database. So now it has made some connection checks, and I am just going to say run the installation. This is something which is very Fatima. Okay. Fatima, just hold on for a second. Let me complete.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So what is happening over here is that, so this is the 5-minute WordPress installation. So I'm just going to say this is my personal blog. Username Amod Kadam, and I'm just going to copy this password for future reference. So whenever you operate WordPress, WordPress provides you admin username and password. So this is that username and password. I'm just putting my name, email, and install WordPress. So install WordPress is successfully done. There's nothing much to be done over there. So it just does it pretty quickly. And now I can log into my WordPress installation using my username and my password, which I copied just now. And then I say, remember me, and log in. Good. So once I log into this, you come to this WordPress setup. So what we have done so far is that we have created EC2 instance, we set up WordPress related softwares, Apache HTTPD, we have set up MySQL or MariaDB server. We installed WordPress client, sorry, WordPress software there, and we basically are configuring WordPress. So WordPress connected to the MariaDB, and now we are trying to use this WordPress. So typically in the WordPress, you are basically going to create posts. So let's say I want to create a blog. So I'm just going to say add post. Now this is WordPress. So if you're familiar with WordPress, you can easily use it for your own purpose. So this is my blog on using AWS and so on. Okay. Very easy to set up WordPress on EC2. And I'm going to publish this. Say publish. Are you ready to publish? Double check your setting before publishing and so on. Visibility is public. Publish immediately. And I say publish. And I get this view post and I can see my post here. And if I share this to you also, you can also see here, this is available on the internet. So if I just share that link on the Teams chat, and if you go to that link, you should be able to see that from your end as well. Okay. So what is next step? Next step is nothing. I think we are done with this. So congratulations, and you have just set up WordPress on your own server running in AWS. So this is something which is, very handy and easy way to kind of use AWS and see for WordPress. So some people are running their personal blogs on this EC2 without paying a single penny to AWS because they are typically under free tier. All right. I hope this made clear the process of kind of setting up EC2 and setting up software and so on. All right. So in case anybody with me or everybody stuck? Fatima, you do want to share your screen?
Yes, sir, I'll
Uh,
share my screen.
Yeah. Anybody else got it working? Who is that?
Yes, sir, it's working.
Shruti.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Have you understood, like, how what is EC2 now? You got an experience of this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I'm unable to share my screen. The host isn't allowing multiple presenters.
One second. Just do that one again. Fatima, just try sharing because I think I just got some message some time back.
Sir, sharing is not turned on.
Sharing is not turned on. Can you put a screenshot meanwhile on the chat, WhatsApp chat, maybe? Sharing is not turned on. Just give me a second.
Sir, I've sent the screenshot in the group.
One second. Yeah, now can you try Fatima sharing your screen? I changed the setting. Let's see.
So,
Yeah.
should we now terminate the instance or should we keep it running?
Yeah, I think we'll terminate it. Just a minute.
Yes.
Just give me a second. Fatima, are you sharing your screen now? I have changed the settings.
Sir, was my screen sharing on?
Now, what are you saying? Can you share your screen again? Because I changed the settings.
Yes, sir, one second.
If possible, can you start the video if possible? I just want to take a picture.
Sir, is my screen share visible?
No, I can't see it. So what message you are getting this?
Her screen is visible to us, sir.
I can't see it. One sec. Too many windows open here. One sec. You can see our screen. Okay, console home. Is this no? Workspace.
Sir, it's okay. I'll continue it. I'll see what I can do, and I'll continue it.
I can't see your screen. But you are able to see, others are able to see your screen, you are saying. All right, just give me a second. All right, I think we will just wind up in like a couple of minutes. I'm stopping my sharing. All right. So any questions?
Sir, till the last, my site couldn't have been reached. Like it was just showing that same thing again and again.
Do you want to share your screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can see your screen now. The site can't be reached.
Yes.
Connection
This
timed out.
yeah, this I have run at least the fourth, fifth time.
Go to that. Go at the beginning of your 13. No, just type HTTP colon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just this, or the
Yeah.
backslashes also.
Backslash also. Yeah. Open browser. Open incognito window.
Okay.
Yeah, and just type HTTP, not HTTPS. Yeah.
It is saying doesn't support a secure connection with HTTP.
Continue to site.
Okay.
It doesn't allow also.
No, it's not allowed.
Which browser is this? Chrome,
This
right?
is Chrome. Yeah.
Strange. Do you have any other browser? Just send that IP address
Eh.
to me. Just send that IP address to the. Let me type it from
Chat.
here.
The chat. Okay.
Yeah, just type it from the 13 dot.
Just a second.
Okay, I got it. Just copy this link and. No, nothing is coming here. Just to occur. Are you connected to server? It seems that your HTTP server is not. Okay, let's go to just do one thing. Can you go to your EC2 server?
Yes, I
Just share your screen.
Yes. Just a second.
Go to your EC2 server.
Here.
No, go to EC2 server. Okay.
The main. Okay.
Now, yeah. Just go to security group on the come below security. Just click on security. Go up, go up, go up. No, go up slightly up. No, up, 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 up. You see
Oh,
security
okay.
tab
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Yeah. Scroll down. Security groups. Click on security group. Yeah. Lavanya.
This one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Here, you edit inbound rules. See, what is happening is that you don't have HTTP port open. Okay, so you need to add that rule. Click on add rule below. Just say, and type is HTTP, second column. Yeah,
This
select
one?
that. drop down, yeah, HTTP,
And just-
type HTTP, yeah.
Yes.
And the source type is any. It means you are allowing HTTP traffic from any source.
Okay.
So you can add rule. No, I think just delete that. Save rule. Okay. And then now go back to that link, refresh it.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay.
Now this has
Yeah,
happened because of the firewall rule. This is virtual firewall.
Okay, okay. Yeah, the rest of the ahead steps I had seen, so
Okay.
it's okay.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Any other questions? All right, so I think that's it from me. How did you find it? Was it helpful, useful? Would you like to see some more sessions on different topics? Did you learn something new?
Yes, sir. All of this was new.
Okay. Fine. All right, I think thanks for your time then, and enjoy your weekend. So let's see if I can plan one more session on
Hello,
S3.
sir.
Yeah. Yes,
Uh,
Shruti.
so like what we did was hosting a website. So we could
Correct.
host our own website as well. So, but then we need our own like back-end implementation, front-end implementation. So all this will be added where.
See, there will be specific instruction based on what you are doing. So if you are setting up, if what is your technical stack? So for example, if you are developing something in, let's say, JSP, or let's say Node.js, then you need Node.js server running on EC2. So you have to install that Node.js. Then you need to install your Node.js server on EC2. And then also you need to have a web server, which will be hosting your web pages, which could be HTML pages or something like that. It all depends on your specific software. So you need to install the specific software on EC2. The same thing which we did, like, we set up MariaDB, we installed Apache. See, now this was like, I tried this earlier. So similarly, you need to find the instructions accordingly, you need to set it up. So you have to
Sir,
set up on EC2 server.
if
Sir,
you're
but
going to
if we are doing continuous hosting, so like it would cost us on a day, like a daily basis, and like it would accumulate at the end, if I'm not wrong.
See, basically the cost is based on the, like EC2 cost is based on the R, right? So there is one cost, which is compute cost. So when I say compute cost, you are paying per hour. Okay, so if I just want to show this, just let me share my screen.
Sir,
So,
if
Yeah,
we
one
use
second.
this for a project, then we'll have to set
Yeah,
up all the individual services. Now, like if I want to set up for database, then I'll have to look into
correct.
the S3 bucket, and if I want to host, then EC2. So all of this I'll have to do individually because it's a bit complex, like starting off right now.
Who is speaking?
So Nishi,
Yeah, Nishi. See,
I
it's
was
not
asking about
Yeah, go on. Can
major
you
project.
Yeah, see,
So I was asking for major project that if I'm using it for my major projects and I want to do the entire backend on AWS, then it will be very complex for me to set up all the individual services.
see, it is not complex, to be honest. See, like, see, let's say which database you want to use. MySQL,
So SQL.
SQL,
y-
SQL Server, you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so in that case, you will have to have a Windows server, and then you have to set up SQL Server. So how will you do that locally? The same instructions will be there. The only thing you are going to do that on AWS, or for that any matter. So that could be one option, and it is not complex, to be honest. That's a simple thing to do. Just setting up the software. It is time consuming. It is not complex.
Sir, actually, for the same project, we have actually SQL data as well as no SQL data. So
Okay.
that is the thing, that what should be the correct path. Because for Google, it's going very different. Sometimes it says you should take Lambda, sometimes it says you should take EC2.
Let me just stop sharing. See, like, for example, if you want to have a NoSQL, which NoSQL database you're planning to use? There must be some NoSQL vendor, right? Which NoSQL? Are you talking about MongoDB? Are you talking about Cassandra? Or are you talking about what?
MongoDB.
See, one option is to have a MongoDB. See, everything you can set up on single server. You can set up you take an EC2 server, set up MongoDB on that server, set up SQL server on that server. So that anyway you have to do, whichever server you have to take. Only thing that is happening on the AWS.
Okay.
The other possibility is that if you want to use MongoDB, then you can choose MongoDB Atlas also.
Okay.
If you go to search on MongoDB Atlas, then you have a free tier. So there you don't have to install. That is a platform and a service. So when you are using a platform and a service, then Mongo, you don't have to do any setup for that. Similarly, you can find some platform and a service provider for SQL Server, but that is a bit difficult to find. But MongoDB Atlas, you have a free tier. So you can just straight away go to MongoDB Atlas, open an account, which is a free. Don't have to, I'm not sure about credit card, but that is also sufficient. So it depends on how you want to do that. And
Okay.
Lambda is something which is a serverless model. Okay. So when you say serverless model, that is also an okay. In the serverless model, you don't have to set up servers. That is the advantage of serverless model.
Okay, sir.
Any other questions? No. So if you need any further information discussion, you can set up another call with me. If you take my time, then we can have that discussion separately also.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Clear? Fatima's question answered or still not clear?
Sir, it was not me who asked the question.
Okay, sorry. Who was that?
Lavanya.
Okay, Lavanya. Okay. Fine. Anything else? All right, then. I think if not, then let's wind up the session. So I think I'm going to disable access to the AWS console. But if you need anything in future, just ping me and then we can discuss if required. All right. Thanks. I'm closing the call now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.